Okay, today I have like a million things to do, but we're also moving, so I wanted to get rid of all the stuff in my freezer. And I had some fish in there that I've been meaning to can for like a year. Probably technically should even have fish for more than a year in freezer, but I do. So I decided to thaw it out this morning, and this afternoon before we go work on our property, I am gonna can some fish. It's so dead easy. I tell people about this all the time. And halfway through my first batch, I thought I am gonna record this so that people can watch it. So this is actually kokanee given to us by a friend, and it was vacuum sealed. And so I did this recipe, and I'm gonna do it again on some cod that a client lovingly gave me. And I am gonna show you my process, and yeah, we'll can up some fish. I do it in the Instapot, or actually I do it in a pressure cooker XL. Like, people are so freaked out about pressure cooker. I've been doing this for 3, maybe 4 years now in a electric pressure cooker. I guess it has turned out amazing every time. My fish last so good, except for a couple that didn't seal, and then it literally stunk up our whole house. But anyways, besides that, I'm gonna start with, I used to just like put my spices and ketchup and stuff on the top, and I've since changed that because I find it better if I chunk it up and put the spices throughout. It actually, the flavor gets more through the fish. So yeah, that's what I do now, even when I can my chicken and my meat. So, okay. I actually need to get some lime because I want to add some acid to this. So here's the thing, I literally don't follow recipes. Like, I have no idea if fish needs acid. I rarely research these things, but I kind of just do what I do. So if you're the kind of person that needs to research, maybe research if fish needs acid. I don't know, I'm gonna put her in there. So I actually find that using some kind of liquid smoke or something works better than smoking my fish. I find the flavor gets into it better and it has a more smoky flavor. So I used to smoke my fish and then do this, and then I found an even lazier way, so I guess that's what I do now. So chunked up cod. I ordered off the internet some mesquite powder because like I'm obsessed with smoky flavor. So I'm gonna put a little of that in there. Lime, just for some acid. Lime. And then instead of ketchup, I made some homemade barbecue sauce with ketchup. So I'm gonna put about a half a cup of that in there, half a cup. And I make homemade barbecue sauce and I put it in a Ziploc bag to freeze it with a little cut end. It's easy to fill bottles, and I can use it straight out of the freezer, and it lasts forever, and I don't have to have it all in my fridge. Chili powder. Love chili powder. Chili powder, and okay, let me get the rest of my stuff here. This and this. And then also on Amazon, we ordered this hickory smoke powder. Oh, it is so good, but it is potent. So you literally, like, you need like 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe just a very little bit to get that smoke flavor in there. Smoked paprika, and this is my new favorite thing right now, Cajun seasoning. Things go in, things go out of my life. Right now, that's really important. And salt. And then when I make canned fish, I always add in some brown sugar. So I'm gonna do like a heaping teaspoon of brown sugar, maybe a little bit more. And then a little bit of maple syrup. I mean, if you're gonna have canned fish on crackers, yeah, might as well make it taste good. Ooh, I should put a little tiny bit of spice in here. Should I just do chili flakes? Let's add a little sriracha, I guess. A little sriracha, that just a little spice. Okay, And I'll mix this up. So now like the spices and flavor get like right through my fish. Cause I found like when I added it to the top or the bottom that it kind of just stuck there and it didn't really get throughout the fish. So now I'll just throw my spices off to the side. And then you do not have to wash your jars. You don't have to like, it's called a cold pack. I've been doing it for years and years. It is absolutely amazing. So you just take your jars and you literally cold pack your fish in there. Just, you don't have to sterilize them. I mean, this is gonna be under pressure for 2 hours, plus I let it cool down on its own. So trust me, if there is any bacteria in there, it is gone. Okay. I don't always remember to get the air bubbles out, but I try. That's like about good. Maybe a little bit more. So you're just like, I always just do it to the bottom of the jar there. I'll wash this after. And then I like to do just small round jars. My favorite jars are those gem jars for fish. They just seem like this perfect size. But sometimes I'll do this just for like an appetizer. If people are coming over, this with cream cheese and stuff, you have it on crackers. So I just have a smaller jar. But the bigger ones we use for lunches. Okay, another jar. And I might do a large jar for if Kurt and I need like a lunch or a supper. This is like a super fast lunch or supper. Okay. So some of the ways I use my canned fish is I take it out of the jar. Oh yeah, and by the way, skin on, bones in, like it's the most simple thing to do because you don't, like literally the bones disintegrate. The skin disintegrates. Like it's so good for us, like fish skin. Like the oil in the fish. So I squish it down. There's no air bubbles in that. And so this will be like big enough for like a lunch for Kurt and I. And it, so what I do is I take it off my canning shelf and I mix it with mayonnaise, lime, some more spices, onions, celery. I just kind of like chop all that up and put it in there, almost like you would think like a tuna salad, I guess, kind of thing. And then we eat it with like Triscuits. We just put the bowl between us and eat Triscuits, and it's amazing. Ooh. All right. Okay. So now I have a cloth. So now I'm just gonna like clean. I did like a little baby jar. Sometimes I give these away as gifts. So you kind of get the inside of the rim. Rinse my cloth. So cute. My daughter cleaned my kitchen today. And she just came in the kitchen like a few minutes ago and she's like, Mom, I just cleaned the kitchen. I'm like, I promise I'll have it right back to how you had it this morning. Honestly, like, you got to make a mess sometimes, especially if you're preserving, and then just make sure that it's all cleaned up after and everyone will be happy. But so cool. She cleaned my kitchen today. Okay. So, this will be batch 1. So then we just put, okay, so not sterilized, straight up jar, clean the rim, tighten the lids, This is a gem jar, which my life gets so confusing. I have like gem jar lids, wide lids, skinny lids. Like sometimes I think I should get that, just have one size jar, but that probably never happened. Okay, and so just tighten this on nice and tight. So like if you don't have like a smoky palette, like you don't really love this smoky flavor or whatever, just like, I know lots of people just do like maybe garlic powder and ketchup and salt and pepper maybe would work too. Like if you have a more plain palette, I really like lots of spices. So, okay, so now I'm gonna go get my Instapot. So, well, I call it an Instapot, but it's a pressure cooker XL. So I found these, I think I don't even know what they are. They were just literally at a thrift store, but you need something on the bottom of your pot so that the jars don't sit directly on the bottom. Now I could be wrong about this. That might just be like a traditional canner, but I never have wanted to take the chance of having my jars burst. So I just put cold water in here and make sure my lid's on tight. It fits 4 jars perfectly. 4 jars in there. They don't have to be the same size. And then this goes in my pressure cooker XL. And I'll just unplug it because I have to do it over there. But so my pressure cooker XL, which I love this one. I know there is lawsuits out there. I've never encountered anything like that. Sometimes like if I'm doing a lot of canning and I might be worried about, I'll just put it in my porch or something, but it actually has a canning setting on here. So I don't have it plugged in, but a canning setting, and I do 2 hours and then I let it can for 2 hours and I let it cool. So I don't take them out right away. I let it cool because they're under so much pressure at that point because they're so hot. I have had the experience where I take them out right away and then all the juice bubbles out. So I have had that happen lots too. Like sometimes it's a hit and a miss with that kind of stuff. But anyways, that's what I do. I just do 2 hours and then I let it cool for a couple hours. And then I pack all of my jars right now and then I just put them in my fridge. And then when before I go to bed, I'll put a batch on. When I wake up in the morning, I put a batch on. And like, honestly, this has all taken me about, if even half an hour. So it seems like a long, laborious process, but it's really not. It's just, it's really not that laborious. So yeah, so now I'm gonna do my kokanee in the same manner, and that's how I can my fish with a pressure cooker.